Add 1 teaspoon of lion's mane mushroom powder to your morning tea. That's the ingredient. That's the whole secret. But before you dismiss it as just a mushroom, here's why researchers took it seriously enough to study it. In a 2009 trial, older adults who took lion's mane daily saw their memory and focus scores go up. Then when they stopped taking it, those scores went back down. Read that again. It wasn't a placebo effect fading. It wasn't a coincidence. Their brain function tracked the mushroom, up while they took it, down when they didn't. That's the kind of result that makes a doctor pay attention. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes I'll show you exactly how much to use, how to prepare it so it actually works, and the mistakes that make most people waste their money on it entirely. In my practice, this is one of the most common things people bring up, and almost never as a diagnosis. It's a worry. You walk into the kitchen and forget why. You're mid-sentence, and the word you need just isn't there. You've written down an appointment, and still somehow missed it. Someone says a name you should absolutely know, and it takes a beat too long to land. None of that means something is wrong with you. But it's not nothing either, and I think you deserve a real answer instead of just being told that's normal at your age and sent on your way. Here's what's actually happening. Your brain relies on a protein called nerve growth factor, NGF for short, to keep the connections between your neurons strong and responsive. Production of it naturally slows down as you get older, and when it slows, the small everyday things, recall, focus, that split second where a word or a name should just appear, start to feel a little less reliable. That's the keys in your hand searching for your keys feeling. That's the walking into a room feeling. It has a name, and it has a mechanism, and this is the part that matters. It may be something you can actually support. Most people respond to this one of two ways. They shrug it off as an unavoidable part of getting older, or they wander into a crowded supplement aisle full of brain health products with proprietary blends, vague dosing, and no real transparency about what's inside. What almost nobody tells them is that one of the more seriously studied compounds for exactly this problem isn't a lab-made nootropic at all. It's the mushroom I just named, and it costs about as much as a bag of coffee. Let's go back to that 2009 finding, because it deserves more than a passing mention. Researchers, a team led by a scientist named Mori, gave older adults with mild memory concerns lion's mane daily for several weeks, while a comparison group received a placebo. The paraphrased result, the group taking lion's mane showed measurable improvement on cognitive function scores compared to the placebo group. And here's the detail that made this result stand out. When the supplementation period ended, those improvements faded. Their scores drifted back down. Why does that matter so much? Because it tells us the effect tracked the mushroom, not just the passage of time or the attention of being in a study. That's a meaningfully different, more convincing kind of result than a single improvement that could be explained a dozen other ways. Now, I want to be straight with you, because overselling this helps no one. This was one study with a specific group of older adults with mild concerns over a short time frame. It does not mean lion's mane reverses dementia or treats any diagnosed memory condition. It doesn't, and I'd be doing you a disservice to suggest otherwise. What it does suggest is a real supportive role in everyday cognitive function, the kind of function behind remembering a name, finding your keys, staying on track mid-conversation. That's the promise here, not a miracle, a meaningful, well-evidenced daily support. So what's actually in this mushroom that does this? Two groups of compounds, haracenins and arenosines. Both appear to stimulate your body's production of that nerve growth factor I mentioned, essentially nudging your brain to keep making more of a protein. It naturally starts making less of after 60. Think of NGF as fertilizer for the connections between your neurons. Less fertilizer, and the garden still grows, just a little slower and a little less densely. More of it, and those connections have what they need to stay sharp. Lion's mane also carries anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties, which matters because inflammation in the brain, separate from NGF entirely, is its own drag on cognitive sharpness as we age. So there are two things working in your favor here at once: more raw material for your brain's connections and less inflammatory static getting in the way of them. That's really all the biology you need. Now let's talk about how to actually use it. If what you're noticing is the everyday stuff, slower word recall, more Why did I walk in here moments. A general sense of mental fog. You're exactly who the research has focused on, and exactly who tends to notice a difference. A few cautions, said plainly. If you have a mushroom allergy, skip this one entirely. There's also limited research suggesting lion's mane may have a mild effect on blood clotting and blood sugar. So if you're on a blood thinner or diabetes medication, have a quick conversation with your doctor or pharmacist before making this a daily habit. Not because it's dangerous, but because your doctor knows your full picture, and I don't. And I want to say this clearly, because it matters more than anything else in this video. If what you or someone you love is experiencing goes beyond occasional forgetfulness, if it's affecting daily safety or independence, that is not a mushroom powder problem. That's a doctor's office problem, and it deserves real evaluation, not a home remedy. How much? How often? 1 level teaspoon a day, roughly 500 milligrams to 1 gram, depending on the product's concentration. That's a sensible starting point, not a rigid prescription. And again, check with your doctor first if you're on regular medication. This is not a same-day effect. The research showing real change involved 8 to 16 weeks of consistent daily use. This is a slow build habit, the same way the decline it's addressing was a slow build in the first place. How to prepare it? 3 methods. Method 1, the direct stir. 1 teaspoon straight into hot water or your regular morning tea. Stir well and give it another stir partway through, since it settles. Method 2, the steep and strain. Steep the powder in a small teapot for 5 to 7 minutes, then strain for a smoother cup with less of the earthy texture some people notice. Method 3, the combination cup. Mix it into black tea, coffee, or warm oat milk if the flavor on its own isn't for you. It's mild, and it blends easily. Keep the water hot, just off the boil, not violently boiling. That preserves more of the compounds you're actually taking it for. Common mistakes people make. Mistake 1, buying a cheap powder that's mostly mycelium grown on grain filler rather than the actual fruiting body. Check the label for fruiting body specifically. Mistake 2, taking it inconsistently and expecting the same result. This works through a slow biological pathway. Skip a day, then double up, doesn't replicate daily use. Mistake 3, expecting an overnight mental clarity switch. Some people notice something subtle within a couple of weeks. The real research timeline is measured in months. Quitting at week 2 is quitting right before it might have started working. Mistake 4, dumping it into water straight off a rolling boil, which can degrade some of the active compounds. Mistake 5, skipping the conversation with your doctor if you're on blood thinners or diabetes medication. Worth repeating because it's the one safety point that actually matters. 2 related tips. If you already have a cinnamon in your tea habit from a previous video, the 2 pair well. Different mechanisms, same morning cup. And if you're already taking a separate brain health supplement, check its label first. Some already include lion's mane extract, and doubling up unknowingly just adds cost for no extra benefit. Practical takeaway. 3 steps, starting today. 1. Find a lion's mane powder labeled fruiting body, not mycelium on grain filler. That one label detail matters more than the brand. 2. Pick the tea or coffee you already drink first thing every morning and stir in 1 level teaspoon. Same cup, same time, every day. Consistency is what the research is actually built on. 3. Give it 8 to 12 weeks and pay attention to the small real things, how fast a name comes to you. Often you lose your train of thought, whether the key search happens less. If you're on blood thinners or diabetes medication, talk to your doctor first. 1 teaspoon, 1 cup. A quiet daily nudge to a process your brain is already trying to do less of every year that passes. Tell me in the comments, is this new to you, or have you already been taking lion's mane? If you have, share what you've noticed. It genuinely helps someone else in this community decide to actually start. If this helped, subscribe. Next week's video covers a companion habit for sleep quality that pairs naturally with everything we covered today. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.